name is Glenn Mananguas. I'm a climate disaster scientist. I'm also a science diplomat. I'm the president and founder of the Environmental and Climate Change Research Institute. In this particular project, in Climate Smart Palawan, most of our stakeholders are men, but there are also women. And these women are the wives of our fisher folks, our farmers. Now, in Palawan, it is one of the areas that was devastated by Super Typhoon Haiyan or Yolanda in 2013. All right. One of the problems there, one of the impacts of that particular Super Typhoon Haiyan or Yolanda, there was a massive devastation. Many people died, thousands of people died. And and most of these people, in terms of population, male and female, most of them are men. Most of them were men. And when we went there, when we conducted our focus group discussions, when we visited the areas that were devastated by Super Typhoon Haiyan, we were able to interview a lot of women. And we found out that they were not only devastated physically, but emotional devastation. They experienced anxiety, they experienced depression, they experienced this psychological trauma. Now, the reason why we included gender equality in this particular study, um, since we have been doing a lot of research works, all right, in terms of biophysical assessment, so socioeconomic assessment, in the psychological assessment, we found out that the women, in terms of gender equality, the women have, um, well, for non-psychologists, they call it resilient, all right? But in those areas, for the psychologists, we call it post-traumatic growth. They are post-traumatic growers. They are more resilient compared to men. But in terms of post-traumatic growth, these women are considered to be post-traumatic growers. And those were the answers that we got when after that post-Yolanda event. These are women who can have the voice, who have the voice to to amplify that they can also make a difference, just like men. All right, and part of the empowerment that we provide to them is to tell them that they are not just housewives, that they are not just the wives of this IP leaders or the wives of the farmers. Part of the empowerment is for them to train and to capacitate other women that they have the role in the society, um, to inspire, to adapt to the changing climate. So we teach them how to do climate modeling. So it's not only limited to technical scientists or hardcore scientists, but even the women, even these wives, can perform climate modeling to understand what's going to happen in the future, to use global climate models to know what's going to happen in their community for the next 30 years. Another thing is we also train them how to come up with science-based and evidence-based policy solutions. So like what I said, they are not only limited in their households, they also have to understand how policies will impact their lives. So we were able to partner with the Palawan Council for Sustainable Development, or PCSD. We were able to partner with the provincial government of Palawan, the mayor, the local government, the mayor, the vice mayor, because these because they are the ones who are implementing the projects, right? We were able to partner with the academe, the different universities and colleges in Palawan, because I cannot travel most of the time. And part of our partnership is to train the local government units and these academics, especially the academics, so that they will be the one to provide technical and scientific solutions to their own local government unit. So we also train and capacitated the indigenous people of Palawan, the Tagbanwas, right? The Tagbanwas. So we call them the Tagbanwas. So if this particular Tagbanwas can perform climate modeling, can perform risk assessment, what more uh, our children, what more the local government units, or the people in the academe. So that's already that inspires them, especially the those who are working in the local governments. That inspires them. If we were able to reach out, if we were able to win the hearts of these women, of these farmers, of these fisher folks, I'm sure we were able to touch others' hearts too. So another stakeholder is the private sector. Why did we engage the private sector? Um, in in the implementation of the projects, it entails a lot of costs, right? And that's where the private sector comes in. So if we talk about mobilizing or making a certain project that is pertinent and applicable in this particular community, so we need to get all the buy-in of all these stakeholders. It doesn't have to limit, we don't have to limit it to the local government unit, to the academe, to the civil society organization. The private sector will always play a very important role. And that's the reason why I was able to invite all of them to be part of the project. Because of the outputs of this research or of this particular project, actually it won uh, one of the outstanding projects in the Philippines. 10 outstanding projects in the Philippines. With the help of the Palawan Council for Sustainable Development, or PCSD, which is under the Office of the President. So I just want to magnify this. There's no budget for this. We did it for free. It's pro bono. When we did this particular project, I was with my junior research scientists, and these are undergraduates. So this is not a project done by masters or PhD students, or a project done or conducted by people in the government. We did it because we just wanted to reach out to people. We just want to make a difference. And if you can share that passion with the stakeholders, specifically the local government unit, you know, they will consider your work, and they will definitely um, consider your recommendations. And that's what had happened to that particular project. When we provided them the list of recommendations, the plethora of solutions that will help and address the needs of the people who were affected by by the disaster, well, they said yes. They were very affirmative. Um, no questions asked. It was not debatable. When we presented the solution, they got it and they approved it.